Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you're having a good week before Christmas and that things are going well for you. We are nearing the 100 subscriber mark. I know that's not much these days, but you know what? I'm really thankful for all you who have subscribed to my channel, and anyone watching this channel who hasn't subscribed. You know, I'd really be grateful if you would subscribe and like the video, if you like what I do on this channel, of course. So today we're going to be talking about the one, the only, Miss Anita Sarkeesian. Now, if you don't know who she is, she's the crazy I'm a victim of patriarchy and, you know, hate from Gamergate. Well, recently she posted a video going on about how Star Wars is sexist, essentially, and it does not meet feminist requirements for what they expect of movies these days. I wanted to talk with you about that today and show you some clips from that video, which you will see the whole video. There's only one cutout, and that's when it's her promo for her channel. So let's get right into that.
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey Anita, what you doing?
Oh, okay, so I'm rehearsing for our next video. We're gonna have all these like CGI lightsabers, and I'm gonna mow down stormtroopers. It would be so cool.
We don't have a budget for that.
We have a budget for that.
That's not how Jedi mind tricks work.
Boom, boom.
Okay, good talk, good talk.
You guys don't have a budget for that? Are you kidding me? What happened to all your money that you had rolled over from your trope series that you did, what, 8, 10 episodes, and you made, what, $400 and some odd thousand on it, and you rolled your budget into the next year? You actually showed that in a financial statement, so you don't have a budget to make a cool lightsaber battle or anything like that when you just stand against a white wall and do next to nothing. I mean, you could have an editor and whatever this person is who pops into your videos occasionally, but that doesn't seem like there's much more. So when it comes to the videos, you have a budget. Why are you still asking for donations and other things? You're obviously lying about something, Anita.
Given the reactions of some men to the recent slate of Star Wars movies, you think these films are themselves powerful Jedi mind tricks meant to dupe an unsuspecting populace into believing all that feminist nonsense about women actually being people. Now, to be fair, there were 2 whole Star Wars movies in a row with female leads. Talk about going overboard.
We seem to be made to suffer.
Why are we still here?
I've got to rest before...
Just to suffer.
Everyone knows women are people, but does that mean every man has to agree with you, Anita? If they don't agree with you and they call you out on your garbage, then you act like a victim, right? Call in false bomb claims, etc., to make yourself the victim so you can get more money for that budget that you seem to keep disappearing. Oh, and by the way, you make $20,000 per speaking engagement. I'm sure you have plenty of money and plenty of budget.
Clearly, there should be at least 6 movies with male leads to every 1 movie with a female lead. That's just science. Well, actually, it's about as scientific as those midichlorians introduced in The Phantom Menace.
Who said it was science? Like, you're making this up. You're trying to make it like it's something that it's not. It just happens that for every 6 Star Wars, there have been 3 now, Anita, 3, with women as leads. Not just 1. So you have Rogue One, the start of the new trilogy, and this new movie that just came out. So don't try and make things worse than they seem, because you're full of shit on that. There is 6 male-dominated role movies and 3 female-dominated lead role movies. So how about you get your numbers right there?
Sure, in 1977, Princess Leia might have seemed like a bold feminist icon. Here was a smart, confident, resourceful woman who didn't take crap from anybody, not even that creep Grand Moff Tarkin. But did you know that she's one of only 4 women to have any dialogue across all 3 films in the original trilogy? A New Hope has Aunt Beru.
I promise.
Luke's just not a farmer, Owen. He has too much of his father in him.
Return of the Jedi has Mon Mothma.
We also know that the weapon systems of this Death Star are not yet operational.
And then there's The Empire Strikes Back, which has, this person?
Stand by, I am control. Fire.
What you're forgetting is these movies that you're critiquing were made in the 70s and 80s. So for someone like Carrie Fisher to be so accepted in the sci-fi and nerd community as she was, that's a big step for the time frame. And apply today's standards to a franchise that was, the original 3 were made in the 70s and 80s, it doesn't track. You can't impose it on stuff from back then. You can say it now, but that still doesn't make it any less garbage. And also, you show clips of, you know, the time that these women were on the screens. Hey, Anita, got a question for you. Why didn't you show any of... Padme was a very big character in those movies, and you seem to have forgotten they even existed. Why? Because they don't meet your narrative? Because they have a woman on screen talking for longer than you want to represent in your video? Is that why?
Leia herself is definitely a cool character who no doubt provided a valuable on-screen representation of a heroic woman, at least until the 3rd film shoved her into a chainmail bikini and made her a sex object. Yes, I'm still bitter about that one.
First of all, when it comes to Leia being in a bikini, she kicks Jabba's ass. She strangles him with the chain, as you can see right here.
Wow, I'm kind of a badass.
And then she goes on to be a badass leader of the resistance. She can wear whatever she wants, right, Anita? That's what feminism's all about. We get to wear whatever the hell we want. Men can't tell us what we want to do. Also, why are you trying to impose yourself on Jabba's culture? Maybe it's his culture that women dress that way. No one's going after Jabba or talking trash about Jabba being naked the whole time. But, oh no, she's in a bikini and she was sexualized. No shit, it's the freaking 80s. And they were using that because they knew Leia was every fanboy's dream. So why not play to that?
But the movies themselves make it clear that the Star Wars universe is a universe of men. Aside from the examples mentioned before, literally every single other person who says anything in these films is a man, from the lowliest stormtrooper to the highest-ranking Imperial officer. So the Star Wars movies don't do anything to disrupt the cultural notion that overwhelmingly it's men, not women, who get to be heroes or who get to do anything of any real significance.
Yes, Anita, Star Wars features mostly men. We get that. But here's the thing. It's an imperial war across the galaxy, correct? So wouldn't that mean that most of the people fighting it would be men? I mean, if you, and that's not me being sexist, that's just me basing it on stats that in the 70s and 80s, there weren't as many women in our military in the US. So probably in the make-believe fictional Star Wars galaxy, it's probably going to be men fighting the war. And if you notice, the women are in major leadership roles. So to discredit those women and to say, oh, there's not enough women in the background, why would you just want them fixtures? Weren't you the one that complained about video games using women in the background? I mean, would you rather see hundreds of women stormtroopers getting slaughtered, or would that, you know, hurt your feelings because, oh, they're killing women? Make up your mind, Anita. It's getting really old and tedious to watch you make videos and not know what the hell you're trying to convey when you obviously are just cherry picking things. And if you're so gung-ho for equal rights, Anita, if we ever have a draft situation again, I'd expect to see you sitting and talking to Congress about how you want women to be included in the draft. Because it's part of equal rights, yes? So women should be drafted just like every 18 to 30-year-old male would be as well.
So it was a huge deal when The Force Awakens came out and didn't just have a heroic woman among the core cast, but actually centered her in the story. Rey gets to be the central hero of these films. They're concerned first and foremost with her journey as a character, and that's awesome! To have it followed up by yet another Star Wars film with a female lead was even more cause for celebration. I mean, it shouldn't be. It should be no more remarkable for mainstream movies to center women than it is for them to center men. But let's be real, we have a long way to go before that's the case.
Mainstream movies of today? Yes. But 70s and 80s movies? You can't impose your modern day feminism on movies from the past. Because it can't be changed. It's in the past.
Still, it's pretty hilarious that some anti-feminists found 2 Star Wars movies centering women to be beyond the pale. You can relax, guys. Patriarchy is alive and well. For now.
You rebel scum.
Anita, you realize that you just stated that the feminist movement is the evil empire by playing Darth Vader's music after you said that? So then, if I'm getting this right, patriarchy is the Force and, you know, the rebels, whereas your movement, feminism, is the evil empire. And I think I agree with that. Good job on that one. That's one thing me and you agree with.
We are thrilled that these films star women and numerous people of color too. It really matters. And if you don't believe me, check out the SWRepMatters hashtag for tons of heartwarming stories about how much it's meant for viewers, adults and children alike, to see people who look like them in the biggest media franchise in the world. It's also great that women are now marginally more visible in the textures of these worlds. But we also have to acknowledge that we're still a far cry from anything resembling equal representation. As members of the core cast, both Rey and Jyn Erso are lone women, surrounded entirely by men. General Leia appears in The Force Awakens, but it's not much more than a cameo, though hopefully we'll see more of the late, great Carrie Fisher in The Last Jedi. It's like there's this unspoken rule that you can have as many men in these movies as you want, but there's a hard cap on female members of the core cast, and that cap is 1.
It's a war movie. It's a movie about a galactic war. Of course there's more men. Of course there is. And any women you see on screen are in positions of power. Even Carrie Fisher was deemed a feminist icon in the 70s and 80s because of the role she played in a sci-fi movie. You just won't be happy until this franchise is the next Ghostbusters or Ocean's 8, right? Where it's all women and, you know, no men, or the men are subservient to the women, right? That's what you want to see. Don't say 50-50. You want to see an all-female cast of Star Wars.
Also, the leading women are both white, and while we're seeing more men of color with significant roles in these films, women of color are still relegated to the background. And no, Lupita Nyong'o as the voice of Maz doesn't count, even though she's so wonderful.
Did you just seriously downplay a person of color's impact on the movie, Anita? It doesn't matter if the person was just a voice in the movie. That's a person of color you're talking down to and saying does not matter.
It seems that if you're an important character in a Star Wars movie, you can either be differentiated from white men by your race or your gender, but not both. So we still have a ways to go. Hopefully soon we'll have a depiction of a galaxy far, far away where the ratio of women to men on screen is closer to 1-to-1 than 8-to-1. You know, something approaching equality. That's what we feminists want, equality. Well, first we want equality, then we want to beam all the women onto spaceships and go exploring the galaxy on our own while all the men have to stay here on Earth.
Exactly. First equality, then overpowering all men. You nailed it on the head, Anita. That is modern day feminists' goal. They want equality and then they want to overpower men. And instead of patriarchy, we have a matriarchy. So get real and stop lying to yourselves and these young, innocent women who follow you into believing that you're a part of their cause and that you're for equal rights, because you're not. You want to see women supersede men and be the dominant force. How about we just go for equal rights? Or is that not enough for you?
Beaming up is a Star Trek thing.
You're a stupid dumbass.
Whatever. We hope you're enjoying the Freak Show. Please share these episodes with your friends, and if you can, donate to help us keep making them.
It's a trap!
At the end of every one of your videos, you ask for donations. And it's one thing if you're asking as a Patreon or something like that, but you're making $20,000 per speaking engagement. At least that's what's out there in the news. Where are your current financial statements? I'd love to see where that money that you rolled over from tropes has gone and what you've done with it, because it's not like you have some amazing set or anything. It's a freaking white wall, and then you have this giant thing walking around in your videos, and God only knows, are you paying that person or are you paying an editor? Where's the money gone, Anita? Show your current financial records. Thanks for watching, guys. And Anita, if you ever watch this, just know that the world is on to you and your fakeness and your, victimhood of trying to make money off people. You're a professional victim. Again, guys, if you like what I do here, please subscribe to the channel, throw a like on the video. Hopefully the evil empire that is feminism will come to a downfall one day. But if it's like the Star Wars movies, it'll just keep coming back in some manner. Alrighty, guys, have a great day and a great evening, and I'll see you soon.
I think it's a conversation that needs to keep happening, right? If you Google my name on YouTube, you get shitheads like this dude who are making these dumbass videos that just say the same shit over and over again. And when I need to give you attention because you're garbage humans.
So much cancer.